around the world again on the webinar this evening. Again, wherever you are, you're very, very welcome here. My name's Driscoll from sunny Skipton, North Yorkshire, and we're just here to give you some information. Again, it's about an incredible opportunity. We're here from a whistle-stop tour. We've actually was away in Spain last week, which is why we couldn't do a webinar. Leslie and myself were down in Malaga with some fantastic people, Barry and Anne. We then went up to Alicante, to Burton Lynn. We've met some fabulous people over in Spain. And then, of course, as you may gather from the chat, we were in Bristol on Monday evening, in Cardiff on Tuesday evening, and in Woking last evening. So here we are, finally at home. Okay. So, a couple of housekeeping rules, if I may. Can you all hear the volume? Is the volume okay? Just type a Y in the box if the volume's okay. Fantastic. That's brilliant. That's good to know we're coming through loud and clear. Excellent. So if you could please then, as a couple of housekeeping rules, not type in the box while we run through the webinar, just so that, again, it's not distracting to myself or anyone else. Also, if you press F11 at the top of your keypad, F11 will reduce your browser controls, so you'll see more of the webinar, and at the end of the webinar you can just click F11 again and that'll regain your browser controls. So that's fantastic. So again, a very, very warm welcome if you're here for the first time to take a look at Banners Broker, or the 2nd, or the 3rd, or the 4th, or the 24th, always gathering information. You're very, very welcome here. So we'll just quickly run through our presentation today to give you an insight into a company that is just changing the world, to be honest with you. Okay, so Banners Broker. Who or what are Banners Broker? Well, the company was formulated back in October, November 2010. The founders of the company was Mr. Cool Joson and Mr. Chris Smith. They got together, met on the internet, looked at what was happening on the internet, saw there was a lot of bad things going on, to be honest, and decided they wanted to create a business whereby all that happened was everyone gained success. Now, that's not easy to achieve, but it's a lofty goal. And in actual fact, our mission statement as a company and a group of individuals is that we're here to change lives around the world. And we mean all around the world. Banners Broker is already in over 110 countries now. So again, completely global. We're growing by the second in real terms. Excellent. So, again, you can actually meet the owners of the company in July. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Many people on the webinar have already met Cool in his travels. He's been helping us with the teams in the UK, in Holland, in Belgium, in Poland, in Israel. And Cool's going all over, meeting people, and again, welcoming them to the world of Banners Broker. So, Banners Broker itself are an online advertising and traffic generation company. That's exactly who and what they are. Online advertising and traffic generation company. And their product is called Banner Impressions. So if you're here for the first time and you're not sure about things, we're just going to try and simplify it as much as we can. But I hope that you're here for a reason. I hope you're here for a reason. And we hope that reason is to change your life. And whilst, of course, money is not everything, nobody's pretending that for one moment, but it does help to have some in the running of our families and securities and everything like that. So, there's two requirements for success that I've personally found in life. Number one is we need to have our own business. I started my own garage repair business in Skipton, North Yorkshire, when I was 18. I worked very hard. They told me I'd be successful. Well, I did okay, but I wouldn't call it total success. But all the people like Bill Gates and Richard Branson, they're all entrepreneurs. They all work for themselves, and that gives them the potential to have unlimited success. And the second principle that we need to have is to have our money working for us. Now again, we've all heard the saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and I think we all know that it's true, and the reason is that rich people tend to do things that other people perhaps don't even know about. So they're both very, very important, and the good news is that Banners Broker are there to help us to do both of those things. Yeah? So it's all going to fit together. So welcome to the lucrative world of online advertising. Yeah, it's a multi-billion-dollar a year industry, and the question is, would you like a share of that? The next question is, how much of a share would you like to have? Well, everybody at the meetings we've just been doing already know the answers to that. Absolutely. We had so much fun meeting all you fantastic people. And I'd like to also thank everyone for the kind thoughts and words that Leslie and myself have received, by going out and meeting everyone. And again, we hope to do it all again very, very soon. So the advertising industry itself has been around since the year dot, to be honest with you. Again, we've had the newspapers where if you've got something to promote or advertise, you can ring the publisher up, the newspaper editor, place your adverts, whatever it is you're wanting to promote to generate revenue. Yeah, well, I think most people understand that one. Next one is all the billboards, all the hoardings. Yeah, they're everywhere you go. And again, if you notice, most of the billboards, the companies on them you've already heard of. Because it's not just advertising, it's also brand awareness. All these big companies want to keep you at the forefront, keep them at the forefront of your mind, because, that's how advertising works. And we have the radio. I mean, radio advertising came along, and it actually took radio 38 years to reach an audience of 50 million people. Then along came the old telly, the TV, that currently, ours is sat in the corner of the room. It's an ornament for the plants. never ever get a chance to even turn it on because we're helping so many people. That's fantastic. Again, on an aside, if you do try and get hold of us and you struggle, I apologise for that. It's just that, we do all we possibly can, but I've only got one mouth. I can only be on the phone, on the mobile, or on Skype, one at a time, and so can Leslie. But thanks for bearing with us on that. So it actually took the television 13 years to achieve an audience of 50 million people on an advertising basis. And then what came next? Yep, it's Tinternet. Along came the internet again, and it only took the internet 4 years to reach an audience of 50 million people. So, technology has moved along, methods have moved along, the world has turned, and I mean, I'm sure we'll all agree that, perhaps when you were younger, if you're 50 plus, the world's a different world than the one we initially came up in. Absolutely. So it only took the internet 4 years to reach 50 million people. Back in 1993, there was 50 websites. You could tour the internet in one night. There's now over 50 million websites. It's truly staggering, the growth of the internet, and it's still continuing to do so, of course, for the foreseeable future. So it's a great medium for advertising. So we may use terminologies that you're not particularly familiar with. It's kind of internet jargon, if you will. You're going to hear words like hits, eyeballs, page views, geo-targeting, contextual targeting. There's lots and lots of terminologies here, and we're going to try and simplify all that as much as we possibly can for you. Okay, so online advertising itself is a multi-million dollar industry, and it's currently growing at anywhere between 10 and 20% per annum. Between 10 and 20% per annum. So if you ever want to get involved in something to generate revenue, make sure it's an increasing and an exponential growth which the internet has got. And that's where we're placed very firmly with Banner's Broker. So we're just going to run through a little bit about how online advertising tends to work to give you an insight or a better understanding of it, because again, it's unfamiliar territory. It certainly was for me. I've been online for 10 years. I've been trying to make money online for 10 years unsuccessfully, as most people are. The statistic is that 95% of people online actually finish up losing money, and 5% of people finish up actually generating income. Again, because it takes a long time to learn what to do. So we all know that there's a massive revenues on the internet. We all know a lot of people are making those revenues. The only question is, why not us? Well, the reason tends to be because we don't know how. We simply don't have the knowledge. And that's the brilliance to Banner's Broker, because they've got all the knowledge that they need, and they help us to do that as their customers. So here we have a website, and the first question I'd like to ask is, what actually is a banner ad? How many banner ads are there on this page? Well, different people see different things. Yep, there's obviously 2 banners there because the pictorial banners, yeah, and there's another one there with car insurance. So there's 3 banner ads on this page. Okay, So a banner ad is basically a company that's renting some ad space, some advertising space on the website, yeah, to promote their products and services. The most effective banner ad is actually an animated GIF because it moves and it catches the eyes. Yeah? So a banner ad is simply an advert placed online instead of a billboard or the newspaper. It's actually online. So a little tip that I gave everybody when I was out there. What's a banner impression? Well, whenever you're typing into the title bar of your browser, you never ever need to put in www. You can just simply put in the address of the website without using the W's, so that saves you a lot of time for the rest of your days. Yeah? So you type in the title of the website you want to go to. There we are. So what's actually a banner impression? Well, if you're looking at that web page now, you're giving those banners an impression. You're looking at them, you're seeing them. Yeah? Another phrase is eyeballs, page views, hits. They're all phrases that's used to recognize the fact that a visitor, yourself, is looking at that website. So you're giving those banners now an impression, you're looking at them. Yeah? You're eyeballing them. Okay, so next question. Who is the advertiser on this web page? What company are the advertiser? Well, I think that's pretty clear to most people. It's Lexus, Jeep, and the car insurance company, isn't it? Yeah, they've all got adverts on this website. They're renting this advertising space, yeah, in order to promote their products or services. Absolutely, that's right. So that's who an advertiser is. So the next question, who is spending money here? Who's actually spending money? Well, again, I hope you answered Lexus, Jeep, and the car insurance company. So they're paying to rent that advertising space to promote their websites and their products. So next question, who is the publisher of this website then? Or what is a publisher? Well, I think most people get that one. The publisher of the website is, of course, Yahoo! As Barry said on the webinar this week. Well done, Barry. Okay, Yahoo is the publisher of the website. So what a publisher is, it's anybody that's got a website, that's got traffic going to it, people are going to that website, and they rent out space for advertisers to place adverts on. That's what a publisher is. Any website that accepts advertisements, yeah, they're a publisher. So, nice next little question then. Who is making money here? Who's actually making money out of these transactions? Well, really, we hope that all those companies are making money. Lexus and Jeep and the car insurance company, they want to sell their products and services. And, but that's an if, because if you click on the link, it goes to the website. That's called a click-through. Yeah? So the impression leads to a certain amount of click-throughs. But the people who are definitely making money here, it's Yahoo. Yeah? Because Yahoo are renting out that advertising space on their website to Lexus and Jeep. They're paying Yahoo for that space. That's how online advertising works. So we're going to talk about a thing called contextual targeting. Now, what type of company is Lexus, do you think? Yeah, that's not too difficult. They're a car company, aren't they? They sell motor vehicles, quality motor vehicles. Yeah? So, do you think it's an accident, or was it planned, that Lexus are advertising on the Yahoo Autos webpage? Now, when anybody goes to Yahoo Autos, what do they tend to be looking for? Motor vehicles. So do you see why Lexus and Jeep are advertising on that website? Because people who go there are looking for the type of products they have. That's called contextual targeting, or in the context of. Yeah? So that's what that is, contextual targeting. You get more bang for your buck if you put your adverts in places where people are looking for what it is you're promoting. So why do German ads go on German websites? Well, this is what's called geo-targeting, geographic targeting. Now here we have Yahoo Autos, but this time it's yahooautos.de. It's their German website. And here we have Honda, who are a Japanese company. So Honda are advertising their Japanese car on Yahoo Deutschland with their .de website. So again, Honda are paying homage to the fact it's in Germany, so they stand more chance of actually selling their products in Germany because they're speaking to the people in their natural language. So between contextual and geographic targeting, with Banners Broker, you've got highly targeted advertising that you can utilise. If you have a conventional business, you can use Banners Broker advertising for that. If you've got any type of other online business, you can use Banners Broker for that. And if you haven't got either of those two, Banners Broker is a business in a box. It's an e-commerce business. It's your business. That's one of the steps we need to be successful, remember. So Banners Broker work with a software platform, and it works with what we call the blind network. Now, there are several tiers of advertising online. We've got tier 1 advertisers, that's companies like CNN, some of the most popular websites in the world. Then there are tier 2 advertisers, and that's where Banners Broker tend to work, within the blind network. There's well in excess of 200,000 publishers, website owners, who rent out advertising space that Banners Broker deals with. Yeah? So again, because it's a blind network, things move around with software. So when people say, well, where are my adverts? Where can I see them? Well, they're always moving around because of rented advertising space. And again, if you go to Wikipedia and sort of do a lookup for blind network, you'll find exactly how it is and how it works. Yeah? So here, within the blind network, here's a website called 150 Cash. And as you can see there, there are 2 Banners Broker adverts there. 2 Banners Broker adverts. They're both actually different customers, because if you click on the links, they go through to different websites. So that's one of the websites within the blind network. Here's another one. This is called Prosper Go. Within the blind network, so again, you see a Banners Broker header. Now your next question is, but does that really work? Well, the answer is yes, because on the webinar tonight and in Cardiff, we had a young man called Win. So he's in a win-win situation because he's in Banners Broker. He did an advertising campaign with Banners Broker, and again, from a foreign land, he got someone who purchased the black package, the ultimate package, just from sending out his Banners Broker campaign. I've had the same myself, to be honest with you. So, for certain, the advertising works. That's just a couple of sites out of over 200,000 where our advertising goes within the blind network. So, a quick resume then. An advertiser is somebody that uses banner ads, yeah, to get impressions, people seeing the ads, using contextual and geographic targeting, and they're all spending large amounts of money. On the other side there is the publisher. A publisher is anyone that has a website that's getting traffic, getting people going to it. They've got relevant content to the advertiser, and they're all making large amounts of money. Okay, so publishers and advertisers work hand in hand to generate successful advertising through the internet on a global basis. So, what do you think are the most popular websites in the world? What websites get the most hits, visitors, eyeballs, okay, page views, however you want to phrase it? So, I think most people do guess the number 1 most popular website in the world because it's a company called Google. Now, Google have already changed the English language. In the English dictionary, there is now a verb to Google it. Yeah, that's a phrase. Now, Google, of course, is a search engine. Correction, that's what it used to be. Google is now an advertising machine. Yeah, they've mastered the art of online advertising to an absolutely amazing level, and that's where their revenues generate from, online advertising. The second most popular website in the world is called Facebook. Again, a social media site. Mark Zuckerberg reputedly started Facebook. There's over 837 million people use Facebook around the world. Yeah? So again, a social media site. But not anymore. Facebook is an advertising machine. Yeah? Whenever you log into your Facebook page, you've got adverts to the side there that's targeted at your profile. They even think they know what you'll be looking to buy. That's how effective advertising is on Facebook. The third most popular website in the world is YouTube. It's go and have a bit of fun. Watch some funny videos. Well, that's what it used to be. But now, if you notice, before you get to watch the video you're looking for, there's either an advert at the bottom of the screen, or you've got to watch a video advert before you see the one you want to watch. So again, YouTube are now an advertising machine. The fourth most popular website in the world, again we spoke about before, is Yahoo, another search engine, as it used to be, that are now an advertising machine. And the fifth most popular website in the world is a company called Baidu. Yeah? Baidu. And that is actually similar to Google, to be honest with you. It was a search engine, it's now an advertising machine. Now, can I ask you a critically important question? Do you think it's an accident, or do you think it was planned? All of these companies started out being something else, but every one of them have turned into advertising machines. Is it an accident, or was it planned? Of course, it was planned. So these types of companies currently hold 20% of the online advertising industry, which leaves a further 80%, and that's the area that we're aiming to get into. We don't have to compete with these companies. We may get to the point when we do, but that's not necessarily what we're looking for. We're actually looking to achieve 10% of the online advertising industry as a company and as a group of people as we develop Banners Broker. So, Facebook then are an advertiser. Yep, they advertise to you day in, day out, every time you log in. But they're not a publisher, and they don't do what we call a combo package. Google, they're certainly an advertiser. They're certainly a publisher. Yeah, so all Google do is put advertisers and publishers together. That generates a revenue of differential. Google make billions of dollars from that differential. That's how Google is such a successful company. But again, they don't do a combo package. Banners Broker, yep, they do advertising, yep, they do publishing. Just like Google do in essence, putting advertisers and publishers together and generating a revenue between them. The difference between Banners Broker and all the other advertising companies I'm aware of is that Banners Broker revenue share back with their customers. Now, most people have heard of Air Miles and Nectar Points, all these loyalty programs. Well, really, that's what Banners Broker have. It's a customer loyalty program. But instead of it being points or Air Miles, you're getting an interesting thing called revenue or cash. Yep. And Banners Broker are the only company I'm aware of that have what we call the Ad Pub Combo package. Yeah? That's actually both of them put together. So for us, their customers, we can generate revenue from both sides of that same coin, just like Google do, but we share in the success that Banners Broker generates for us. So there are three ways Banners Broker can help you. If you've simply got a website and you'd like to have more traffic to your website, for $25 you can buy 25,000 hits, visitors to your banners. A percentage of those people will click through, so you get visitors to your website. If all you want to do is advertise and get more visits to your site, you can do that. If on the other hand, as a publisher, if you've already got a website that's very popular, and if you're getting over 1,000 hits a day, you can apply to Banners Broker to be included in their publishing network. And if you're accepted, Banners Broker give you a little piece of code whereby they can put some adverts in a small area on your website, and all the impressions, the hits that your website gets, Banners Broker will pay you for getting traffic to their advertising. Yeah? So you can monetize your website, again, if that's what you choose to do. The one in the middle, the Ad Pub Combo package, if anybody really perhaps isn't very internet savvy, would like to learn without paying the price, here's Banners Broker with the Ad Pub Combo package. Now, being a simple Yorkshireman, that's very, very simple. Yeah, you do your advertising and go up the pub. Sorry, but that's how I saw it initially, but it's advertising and publishing together. Okay, so what we can do here is get people started for free. If you're here for the first time taking a look at Banners Broker, we've just tried to give you an insight into what banner advertising is all about. Again, it's massive on the internet, yeah? And all you need to do is check it out for free to find out more. That's the good news. Do a little bit of diligence. So all you do is go to bannersbroker.com. Remember, you don't need www. Just go to bannersbroker.com and then the / and the username of the person that invited you. This is a private marketplace, and you cannot join Banners Broker unless someone gives you an invitation. So whoever invited you onto the webinar today, give them a big thank you, register for free, find out more, and get your questions answered. Okay? So on the website, Jeff's my friend. Back in December, I was over in Canada with Banner's Broker. You know, went to the offices, the building, met all the programming staff. So Banner's Broker is exactly what they say they are. That's the good news. I went to check it out to be sure. Yeah? Okay. So Jeff will run through publishing, advertising, and pub combos on your behalf. And Banner's Broker give you this website whereby you can market from. So all you do is put in your details, choose yourself a username. Obviously it's been taken before. Try again. Lots of names have been taken. Then you click on continue, go through to terms and conditions. Yeah? And then you can simply use your email address and the password that you gave them, log in to your free back office just to check this out. So if all you're looking to do is some advertising, $25 gets you 25,000 hits, send some people to your website to show the world what you're all about, whether it's to sales or for branding, it's equally as good. On the right hand side we have the publisher. If you want to generate revenue, monetize your website, apply to Banner's Broker. If you're included, they'll pay you for renting space on your website. If you're maybe looking perhaps to generate some income, maybe it's just to help you pay the bills, you know, ease some of the pressures, or if you want life-changing income, the more you do, the more rewards you will get. I'm afraid that's just how life works. Absolutely. So, when you actually make a purchase from Banner's Broker, what you're doing is buying advertising. So, Banner's Broker, for every $10 you spend with Banner's Broker, you get 1,000 banner impressions. That's 1,000 unique visitors seeing your banner ads all over the internet. Some of those people will click through to your website. So, you know, sales can be generated from that. Yeah, so that's for your personal use. But on the other side of the coin, as the Ad Pub Combo package, you receive advertising inventory across all of the publishing sites. In other words, Banner's Broker rents some advertising space for you. Banner's Broker drives some traffic to that web space for you. And Banner's Broker share the revenues from the publishing with you, their customer. Like I said, it's a loyalty program. So whatever you spend with Banner's Broker on an advertising package, Banner's Broker will reward you with twice as much as you paid them, both in monetary terms and in advertising also. And if you're thinking that sounds too good to be true, you're not the first, you won't be the last. But it's not a good enough reason not to investigate further, because that is what this company are doing on a daily basis. Yeah? And they've been doing it for 18 months now. So, in the back office, there's lots of things to click on, links, webinars, there's a whole host of things, frequently asked questions, where you can find out more. Now, I joined Banner's Broker on the 4th of March last year. So I've been with Banner's Broker for 14 months now. Yeah? When I joined the company, there was about 4,000 customers, and the rewards to those customers was about $367,000. Now, I joined Banner's Broker at the dangerous time. Yeah, because there was no proven success. Nobody knew whether this would succeed or whether it would do what most things online do, last 6 months and crash and burn along with your money. That's what tends to happen online. But I just knew there was something special about Banner's Broker because it's innovation. It doesn't do what all the myriad of other companies out there do and keep launching and doing, and it didn't work then and it won't work now. This is a new concept in online advertising and customer rewards. So, approaching the 12 months in business, the company had paid out $20 million. There's roughly, again, 20,000 customers. And as you can see now, on the 9th of May, when I did this capture, the payout was $91.422 million to their customers. So, we've now exceeded the 100 million payout. So, those figures aren't on there. But they've supplied 15.7 billion banner impressions on behalf of those customers. Now, 1 billion is 1,000 million. So it's an awful lot, isn't it? It's a dramatic amount. However, not in internet terms, to be honest with you. Google can do that in a few days. So we've got a long way to go with Banner's Broker to get anywhere near that. This was 18 months of Banner's Broker in existence. The point is, they stayed in business, they're going to stay in business, and they're here for years to come. No problem at all. Their business model works. So, you've got many options here which you can choose to make a purchase from Banner's Broker. The startage pack there is $25. That's $15 for the first month's admin. There is a $15 per month admin because Banner's Broker supply the website, the back office, the technology, all the hosting. So it's a whole business in a box. So that's $10 purchase of advertising. That gives you 1,000 banner impressions, and Banner's Broker will reward you as a customer $20 in cash and $20 in more advertising asset. That's another 2,000 impressions. Now, we've actually just reached a stage today that we're quite happy about, because initially we were advised that the VAT had to be paid here in the UK, which it duly has, to be honest with you. Customers have paid VAT, the revenue have received the VAT, but the good news now is that on further investigations it's been kind of discovered the fact that we no longer actually need to pay VAT. So I hear a big cheer going up, there's no doubt about that. We have been on the case, we have been looking at that and working on things, and you know, we've got to the position which is just better for everyone concerned, to be fair. And again, it's all ethical, honest and compliant. That's the most important thing. Now in the UK we do have regulations whereby we can't purchase over £200 in our first week. So the blue package there, the business package, the $145, that's $130 in advertising, 13,000 banner impressions, and Banner's Broker will reward you with $260 in cash, in revenue, and the same in advertising content also. So there we go. It is truly amazing. And then we've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, if anybody's not happy, they can actually have the money back, no problem. That's great. And after 7 days, should you choose to, you can upgrade. And the most popular package currently in the UK is what I call the Star Trek package. It's the Enterprise, to boldly go where no business has gone before. That's $12.25, 121,000 impressions. Banner's Broker are going to reward you with $2,420 and the same in advertising inventory. So you get twice your purchase back as a reward from Banner's Broker and twice as much advertising in asset at the same time. So whatever is the right level for yourself, it's the right level for yourself. Okay? That's brilliant. Okay, so when you get your purchase, the company display that to you in what we call the ad panels, advertising panels. So each panel represents two things. The first thing it represents is your impressions. So on the blue link there, you can click the blue link that releases the impressions into your impressions bank. Okay? It also represents the revenues that Banner's Broker developed for you by renting advertising space and sending traffic to you and sharing that with you. So this is complimentary one, so whatever you're doing, doesn't matter whether, you know, you're at home, whether you're at work, whether you're asleep, doesn't matter what you're doing, the internet's 24/7, so yeah, there you can see Banner's Broker generating revenue. What happens then? The panel reaches what we call the traffic cap. That's when Banner's Broker have generated the revenue, ka-ching, I just love that, ka-ching, and then that panel's life is now completed, and with complimentary 1 and 100%, what happens then is we receive 2 more advertising panels, again as a reward. So we leave the first panel on 100%, it traffic caps, it completes, these are the black panels from the ultimate package, the highest level, you then receive complimentary 2 panels. So again, for the second time, Banner's Broker drives traffic to the value of your purchase. So those 2 panels set on 50% will then generate you $4,260, something like that, okay, and 2 more black panels. So again, you've had twice what you paid Banner's Broker and twice as much in advertising. Hence, Banner's Broker have done exactly what they said on the side of the tin. They paid you back twice the value of your package and twice as much advertising. However, when that happens, complimentary 1 and complimentary 2, you then finish up with 2 more panels set at 50%. Those panels then do not have complimentary traffic. In other words, we need to do something. But don't be alarmed, don't be shocked. It's like working 8 hours a day or anything like that. Okay? When those panels complete, you then need, on the black panels there, 1.215 million hits of traffic to qualify it, so Banners Broker drive traffic again to your publishing site and share that revenue with you. So you get complimentary 1, complimentary 2, free traffic. The third round of traffic, we need to do something to generate that. So here we go then. You make your advertising purchase. Each panel has got a traffic cap proportionate to the value of the panel. So there we go. Banners Broker, work away, work away, work away. You're getting on with your life. So the second criteria for success, your first one was a business of your own. Banners Broker have supplied you with that. The second one is your money is working for you. So that is your money. It hits the traffic cap. That doesn't stop the revenue though. But Banners Broker continue to generate revenues from that for their profits. Yeah? Because any successful company has to do that. They need to make profits. They need to be successful. And believe me, Banners Broker are a very, very profitable company. So, you know the traffic I talked about. Yeah? Third round, the panels need traffic. How can we do that? Well, there are different ways we can do that depending on our personality type and whatever we wish. The number one way there is called sales credit traffic. Now, being a Yorkshireman, yeah, I've got a big gob, you may have noticed, and I can't keep my mouth shut. When I see something as good as this, it makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. It's just amazing. And the ability to help your friends here, that's so humbling. So humbling. So if you want, if you tell people about Banners Broker, if they decide to purchase their advertising, you do not receive any monies from their purchase. That all goes to Banners Broker's sales revenue pool to bulk buy more advertising and traffic. But Banners Broker say, well, you've helped us to expand our database, so we're going to give you some traffic as a thank you for doing that. We're going to give you some traffic. So once that traffic builds up, it qualifies those panels for you to earn revenue again. So one way is to refer people, tell them about the wonders of Banners Broker, and let them make their own minds up. Will everybody be interested? Of course not. Not everybody's interested in anything. That's the beauty of the world, I suppose. It'd be sick if we all did the same thing, wouldn't it? So that doesn't happen. So you can tell people about Banners Broker. If you're not that type of person, if you maybe is a little bit reserved, a little bit shy, a little bit quiet, tried things before that didn't work, most people have, don't worry, because you can buy traffic from Banners Broker. You never have to refer anybody should you choose not to. So for $50, you can purchase 50,000 hits of traffic. They give you another 50,000. That's 100,000 hits of traffic for $50. So you can still continue to build your advertising campaigns and build your revenue streams up for years and years to come, yeah, by simply purchasing the traffic. If you're a bit of a smart aleck, like most of these younger kids tend to be, sorry, Win, but, if people are good on the internet, they've got a Facebook page with lots of followers or popular websites or blogs or anything like that, that's fantastic because you can do what's called organic traffic. In other words, you can drive traffic. In the near future, Banners Broker will be giving us some links where we can drive traffic to those. That's going to then generate hits for our panels. So, depending what type of person you are, you can either drive traffic, buy traffic, or refer traffic, or any combination of all three. Banners Broker is very flexible, and it does fit in with anybody's lifestyle, no matter how busy you are. It doesn't matter. It takes a very short amount of time to run a Banners Broker business. So here, again, is my back office, just to illustrate this to you. This is the traffic bank. So that sort of pie chart there shows you that I haven't driven any traffic. I wouldn't know how. I haven't bought any traffic because I've got a big gob. I've just told people and gone around, really now the world, helping people to change their lives. That's what Banners Broker is all about. And again, this enabled me to stop working. It enabled Leslie to stop working. But you know what's important? There's roughly 15, 20 of our friends have now done the same thing with Banners Broker. They don't do what they used to do. They generate enough revenue. They don't need to do that. And I've been trying to do that for 20 years with other companies. And again, within a few months we achieved that with Banners Broker. That's truly special. So as you can see there then, in my traffic bank there's 72,357,500 hits worth of traffic to qualify my panels. Yeah? Because I've told people, I've helped them, and the brilliance is that when my friends make some money, my reward is some traffic. So again here in the traffic bank there's 100 million hits worth of traffic. Yeah? I've got a traffic jam going on, and it's not called London where I was last night travelling around the M25. Okay, so this is truly spectacular because that's kind of money in waiting. Yeah, and I just can't keep up with this. It's just going just way ahead of anything I ever dreamed. Because I've helped my friends to make money, I get the traffic. That helps me to be generating revenue as well. Very special. So that's how the traffic works there. Yeah. So everything about Banners Broker is traffic, traffic, traffic. So here's a couple of yellow panels now. These are the $10 yellow panels. So a $10 panel, again, gets complimentary 1, complimentary 2, generates $20 for you, and creates these two panels here, which again are now not qualified. If you look on the right-hand side, it says 5,000 hits required. So if you buy a traffic package, the traffic will qualify those panels, and you'll be in big profits. However, if you tell people about Banners Broker like I've done, as you can see, the total traffic there is 4665000. This was quite a while ago. So all I do is left-click here. Left-click on traffic required. Yes. Left-click on traffic required. Yes. Those panels are then qualified. So it takes 10,000 hits out of my traffic bank. Panels are qualified. So again, that's going to generate me $20 in revenue and another 2 panels with another 2,000 banner impressions. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah. Okay, I would appreciate it, Patrick, if you did remove the link. I asked please not to type in the box. We do not accept links in the box. It's not quite fair. Okay? Good, as long as we're understood. So this is like an e-wallet. This is my e-wallet, just to give you an idea. So on the right-hand side, it shows the audit value of your business. In the middle, it shows liquidation. And on the left-hand side, that's what's in the e-wallet. That's your funding. That's your monies. So with $33,922 in my e-wallet, I have choices what I want to do with that money. So here is what I did. Yep, I liquidated $13,500 because this is Leslie and mine income. This is what we do. This is why we love helping people. We want people to be where we are without fear of favour. Many of our friends have already achieved that, but we're going to make many, many more people achieve that also. So there's then $14,536, which I can then purchase more advertising with, yeah, which again can generate a bigger portfolio. So it's a very flexible business. It'll do what you want it to do. Okay, there's a little bit of work, there's a little bit of effort, but I actually call this fun. As long as you can left-click, you can succeed with Banners Broker. So again, we've got another product coming up in the near future. This is called Promo One-to-One, whereby here this is a social media hub. So all of your identities, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, StumbledUpon, all the social media sites you've got, Blogger, you can put the identities into Promo One-to-One. It's a free Banners Broker product with a purchasable upgrade for more software and technology if people wish to. You can then do one posting, send it out to all of your social media sites, a wedding, a birthday, something that you're doing, yeah? Put your Banners Broker link at the bottom. When we get the links, people click the link out of curiosity, and then that gets you hits for your website. So as you can see, this is amazing. Now, in July, on the 8th and 15th of July, over in the Algarve, in a place called Villamora, Banners Broker are having a European celebration. Yeah? Although the company are over in Toronto, they're coming into the Europe because this is again one of the fastest growing markets for Banners Broker. As I said, we're in over 110 countries, so come along and celebrate with us. And the Promo One-to-One and a few other things, Banners Broker 2.5, yeah, that's all going to be announced. So it's going to get even more exciting, to be honest with you. And Banners Broker see this being bigger than Banners Broker, to be honest with you. Yeah. Again, social media is a big thing, and we can monetize Facebook. 837 million people we can tell about our new social media hub. Phenomenal. So, with Banners Broker, there's 6 ways to generate revenue. Number 1, if somebody just wants to do some advertising to get some traffic to the site, you can generate a 10% reward. If somebody wants to become a publisher, Banners Broker pay them to rent space on their publisher site. That's, again, 10% for you if you tell that person. If people purchase the traffic packs, $50 traffic pack, you make 10% in revenue from that. We've got traffic boosters to actually speed up the time frame on the panels also. Again, there's many incredible things. Promo 1-to-1 if people upgrade there, 10%. But with the AdPub combo package, you just never know. You may tell someone that wants a lot of advertising, makes a huge purchase, and you will be deluged with sales credit traffic as a reward for helping that person meet Banners Broker. You may meet someone that sort of takes a country on. Absolutely. No problem at all. So while I'm here doing the presentation from the comfort of my own home, we've also got a meeting going on in Birmingham right now as we speak. So we're really all around the country and we're all around the world with the webinars. So again, if you're not that type of person that wants to go to meetings, that's fine. We do these webinars more or less once a week. Again, we have got a blog where you can find out where all the meetings are. I will type in www. For you, but I don't normally do that, as I said. And here's the blog. So you can simply go to the blog and you can register for free, choose a username and a password, go to calendar, and you'll see where all the meetings are happening around the UK. And when we're out of the UK, in the near future, we're going over to Poland, myself and a colleague. So that's going to be fantastic. So that's how you can find out what we're doing, when the webinars are. So you can invite your friends to the webinars anywhere in the world. Okay, so at the end of the day, Banners Broker. Well, wow. If you're ready to take your income to the next level, we're certainly here, ready and willing to help you to do what we've already done. That's the good thing. It's people who know how to do it are helping you to do the same. So this is you.com with your Banners Broker e-commerce business, yeah, and your money working for you. Banners Broker do that for you. Congratulations. Welcome to the world of Banners Broker, changing lives around the world, and we're more than happy to help you to change yours. So I hope you found the webinar interesting, a little bit of information for you there. If it went over your head, don't worry, you can see another, go and register for free, find out more. The company do a webinar every day of a different kind, yeah. So as I said, Barry from Spain stood in for me this week, which is fabulous. Well done, Barry. You did a great job. I think my job's under threat now, that's for sure. Okay, Patrick, yeah, we shouldn't type links in, it's not fair, okay. If I type a link in, it's because it's for the good of everyone here. So I'd appreciate this. Just thank you for at least accepting that. Okay. Now there are idiots on the internet that do go and do silly things. That's always going to be the case. Don't worry about that either. Okay. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, and then at 8:30, in roughly 50 minutes' time, we'll be back on the same link. We'll be doing a questions and answers session for you. So, again, if you can make that, you'd be more than welcome. We'll just answer your questions. And thanks, everyone, so much. And I just hope you have a great time and enjoy Banners Broker. Ted, yeah, the AdPub purchase is the one-off. That's absolutely correct. Yep. Okay. So, again, we'll see you all real soon. If you've got any questions, feel free to come back on the Q&A at 8:30 in 50 minutes' time. Thank you, everyone.